welcome to McBoss Capital channel. My name is Michael Chu. This is a stock market recap video for the week ending August 29th, 2025. This is end of August. For Nasdaq, we have a slightly down week, not too much, 0.2%. That comes after last week's drop as well, but it was able to rebound at the red line here, which is the 10-week moving average. So we're still on this strong uptrend. Market took a break right here and right here, and right now, again, we're down slightly. We're not giving back too much from a weekly perspective. On the daily chart, you can see those two dips pullbacks right here. This one came below the 21-day. We bounced right away. This one also came below 21-day, but it took the 2 days later to bounce back. And right now we're pulling back, closer to 10-day than 21-day. Friday wasn't a good day. Thursday. So here we had a really tight action here at the beginning of the week, and it was able to come out on Thursday, which was a really good day for the market. But Friday we gave back all plus more. So that is the negative there. So overall, we are down for the week. So we need to be cautious because we go into September, which is seasonally the worst month of the year on average. So we do expect volatility, and we saw that yesterday, the last day of August. Yeah, here's S&P 500. Again, we have a very sharp uptrend here, and we have also a pullback here, and the pullback here actually end up being a positive week from the rebound the week before, and this week we're able to again hold very tight. We actually make a new high here. Looking at the daily chart, we see very similar pullback actions recently, and now we make new high on Thursday near the 6,500 mark. So and then we pull back much stronger than Thursday, giving up some gains. So now we're pulling back, 10-day again, the green line here. So we just have to make sure, going into next week, the market, can be stable and not be volatile. But given September is seasonally the weakest month, we could see more volatility. We have jobs report coming up, which will be kind of the last report before the September, I believe 17 or something for the Fed, for their rate announcement that day. Markets anticipate obviously interest rate cut, but let's see what that job number entails. Here's the Dow weekly chart. Looks really good actually. It looks better than S&P and Nasdaq. So we had a bounce the week before, making new high, close at the top. This week, again, we have very tight action from a weekly perspective, and not only that, it was able to close near the top of the range. So this looked a lot more healthier. So here's the daily chart. We see pullbacks here, recent pullback right here, and then this week again we see very tight action, actually wedging up more. And then on Friday, even though it went below Thursday's low, we're able to come back and close near the top range there. So again, very healthy sign, sitting nicely above the green line, which is the 10-day moving average. The Russell 2000 index on the weekly chart also looks pretty healthy here. We have another up week. We have a really strong bounce the week before to new recent high. And then this week, it looks like we did test a little bit on the low side, and we're able to close near more than half of the range, top half of the range. On the daily chart, we see a strong pullback here to the 50-day, then we see another pullback here to the purple line, 21-day, and then here we have a nice week up throughout the week, and then making new highs on Thursday, new recent highs, and then here on Friday it did pull back slightly, undercutting the Thursday's low. So but overall it still looked very strong above the 10-day right here. So we'll see what happens. Maybe it could test the 10-day and bounce. That's what we would like to see, or it just bounce, continue its uptrend here. So here's the innovator IVD 50 representing the top 50 growth stocks. This one, already broken out. We did had this huge pullback the week before. This week we able to come back and make new highs. It looks like it closed roughly in the middle range. Yeah, exactly at 50% of the range for the week. Here's the daily chart. We're seeing some pullbacks here recently, but each time we're able to come back and make new high. That is the positive here, although challenging, right? But we did. And here, the interesting thing is that throughout the week, it is again kind of moving upward. Thursday, you see it actually making new high, and then Friday, surprisingly, the market was down most of the morning, but this one was able to actually open higher before closing down. So here's the high right here, gap up, open high for the first two 5-minute bars before it comes down, and then throughout the rest of the day, it was able to hold that low here. So overall, again, not too bad action. After making new high, it could, we pull back slightly. The uptrend is still intact. So we'll hope to continue this trend. So here's the 10-year yield. The 10-year yield continue to slide. This may be good news for especially like the small caps area and the cyclical area. So it looks like it might, even with Friday's weakness in equity, it didn't really drop that, like it didn't go up too much, right? So it's still near the 4.2% 10-year yield. US dollar has been trading within a range here, very tight area. The US oil price is slowly coming back up, trading very tight as well. Nothing crazy. It's just moving, holding this recent digestion area near this black line 200-day moving average. Yeah, just holding pretty tight here. Gold is trying to make a move right now. 318.07 looks like a new high. Yes, it is a new high based on this chart right here. So that is very interesting. The gold bullion is making a new high, but the interesting thing that I talk about in my live stream is that on Friday morning, we talk about how the GDX, which is the gold miners ETF, have actually been making new highs already recently, and you can see it just continue this run right here. So the gold stocks are actually acting much more uh, strength-wise, more relative strength than the gold bullion. Here's silver also breaking out to new high. We'll cover some stocks in the growth stocks video. Make sure you follow that. Copper is still not doing much. It's still trying to recover. Because copper is a sign of economic strength. If this doesn't recover, then that could be a problem, right? In the world here. Here's Grayscale Bitcoin ETF. It continued to make new low. The interesting thing is, around this high right here, recent high. I just remember so many people are bullish on Twitter and X, like saying how Bitcoin can go to so much higher. And of course, when everyone's on the same boat, it does sink. So things are not looking good right now. And we look at the grayscale Ethereum. This one also doing very similar things, making new high recently, and even more recent high than Bitcoin. And again, it's been falling, not as sharp as Bitcoin, but we'll see. So we'll look at the mega caps, and the area would be semiconductor chips, and this chart looks a little bit negative because we have a down week last week. We tried to bounce back, and this week we actually closed at the bottom of the range. We haven't tested the low yet of last week, but it could come. So this is not good news because it looks like it may want to test this red line right here on the daily chart with 50-day moving average. So last time we were able to bounce back 2 days later. So right now we're gonna watch this closely whether it will undercut this red line. So this is the semiconductor group, and let's look at NVIDIA, which report earnings this week. And so far the reaction after has been negative. It was kind of down on Thursday after the earnings came out, and then it was able to close near the 10-day moving average. But by Friday, it was actually falling through on the downside. So hence, very similar to the index, the ETF we just saw. And again, we are coming down to the low trend line here, and the 50-day moving average is just very close to it. And so we want to see if it can hold, or whether this will go into a bigger pullback and correction here before bouncing. Let's look at other chip sector, chip stocks. I mean, here's AMD also showing strong resistance right here on the downtrend line near the 10-day moving average. Here's Broadcom, doing well on Thursday, but again, undercutting it and giving back almost everything, close to the start of the beginning of the week. Here's Taiwan Semiconductor, showing very similar action. This one is actually looking a lot weaker. You can see it keep making new lows recently. And again, we just couldn't stay above the 10-day moving average right there. So the chip area is looking more negative. And here's the software group. We came out of this huge base, and unfortunately, since that breakout, it has not worked. And this is now, if you count from that big week down downside reversal, this is the fifth week that it could not rebound since, right? Instead, it seems to, we make a new low last week, and this week we couldn't rebound much. We had a good start to the week, like you can see Monday to Thursday was actually, slowly moving up, and Thursday, we actually came back above the 10 and 21 day at that level there. But then we found resistance at the 50-day here, and yeah, it undercut Thursday's low, so that's not a good sign. After gaining coming back above the short-term moving average. Here's the low 107.56, where I guess where it closed is 108.10, so it's just slightly above the low right now on Thursday. So yeah, we need to see a bounce right away. Otherwise, this could turn ugly because this could start to form a trend line, downtrend line. Even though this downtrend line is not that steep, but still, we don't want to give it much room to go on the downside, right? So if we can break through again, that would be great. Here's Microsoft, very similar action, just couldn't come back above the 10-day. The downward slope, is still intact here, and this is the defense line here, the red line, which is the 50-day moving average. We were able to come back. We went below it, and we come back, near that 10-day moving average. But right now, again, we're seeing resistance here. We need to, come back above that. Google is doing really well. I've been talking about this stock almost every day. Look at how it continued to make new high every day. This is very healthy chart right now. Here's Meta, very similar to Microsoft. It just cannot, come above this 10-day moving average, and which kind of correlate to where this downtrend line is right now. Amazon looks slightly better because even though Friday came back down, we're still near the 10-day. We have been making progress on the lower, bottom channel line here, so starting to move back up slowly. It is still kind of, have a little bit of a upper channel line here as well. So it's just kind of in a pendant formation right now. Yeah. Here's Apple. Apple actually didn't give back a lot at all on Friday, which is very good sign. And it's holding tight after this nice run, and pull back to the 10-day. So far, only this one day here was below it, but otherwise it's been holding up above the 10-day. It looks very positive. Tesla broke out this long-term trend line, moves up a little bit before another pullback. Now it bounced off, make new recent high here, although by not much. But then now it's pulling back again, so towards the 10-day. Here's Netflix. Netflix is having lots of trouble coming above this red line, which is the 50-day moving average. It is not giving up a lot. It's just trading like within a tight range here near that line, but it's just mostly sitting below that red line. So that is a little bit of concern. But again, it hasn't give up much. But it has been, rejected a few times now near that red line. So Thank you all for watching this video. We have a long weekend here, so no trading on Monday, Labor Day weekend. Hope you guys have a good start to September. Thank you for watching, and I'll be coming out with the next video on the list of growth stocks to see what's leading. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.